There's a lot of information on YouTube on how to get more views and how the algorithm works. And that's all fine and theoretical, but if you want to get real practical and stop being busy studying nothing else but theories, then these are the essential things that you need to know if you actually want to grow your channel and get more views, instead of just talking about it. So the question we want to answer is how to beat the algorithm, right? Well, the first thing I want to say is that talking about beating the algorithm is a really poor choice of words, because if you do it right, then the algorithm is your friend. Because at the end of the day, we need to ask ourselves, what does YouTube want? And YouTube wants people to spend as much time on the platform as possible. And if your videos and your channel helps them doing this, YouTube will promote your channel. So at the end of the day, you can get nitty gritty to the end of your days. But what really matters is you need to make videos that people watch and that make them spend more time on YouTube than other creators' videos do. And that's the goal. And because of that, there's one metric really ultimately that matters. Only one metric ultimately matters to YouTube more than any other metric. And this metric is called AST. And this is a little bit different than the ones that you might already know, like CTR or AVD, but they belong together. Let me show you. Now, AST stands for average session time. And this number tells YouTube how much time has a person spent not only watching one of your videos, but in total, how many videos and how much time overall, over many videos, have they spent on your channel. So other than AVD, which is the average view duration, the average session time tells YouTube a much more broad picture about how much is your channel contributing to this person staying on YouTube, which, remember, is ultimately what YouTube wants. YouTube wants people to stay on the platform for longer. So if you have a really high average session time, that means YouTube will recommend your channel much more compared to a channel that does not have a very high average session time. Now, the question is, what do we do with this knowledge? Now, the first thing could be to just make such great videos with such great titles and thumbnails that as soon as somebody watches one of your videos, they cannot do anything else but watching all the rest of your whole catalog on your complete channel. This is obviously a great strategy, and you should always strive to have the best thumbnails, titles, topics, all of this kind of stuff. But I'm assuming you're already trying to do that. So I want to give you a specific technique that will help you get higher session time starting with the very next video that you're making. Now I'm going to show you exactly how this works. Trust me, the moment you understand how powerful this is, you wish you would have done this from the very first video. Now watch this. You probably know this function already, that at the end of your video, you can do an end screen, which on YouTube means that you can show one of your next videos, or you could also have a subscribe button here. You could have a playlist set up here. Basically in order to make people watch the next thing. So far, so good. You probably know this function already. But there's different ways of using this. Now let's watch the last few seconds of this video so you see exactly what I mean in action. Exact list, completely free of charge. And I promise you, you will save a lot of time on your titles from now on. And now I've talked about the whole process of finding outliers, of finding successful videos of other channels inside and sometimes outside of your niche that you can emulate and take title, thumbnail, and packaging to create your version of a video that you know has worked already for someone else. But obviously there is a process to it. So watch this video next where I explain you exactly how this works. Now, if you just put the end screen and put your next video at the end of the video without setting a specific hook or giving a specific reason why people should watch it, it's going to convert at a very, very low percentage. I think it averages around even less than 1% often. Let me show you the difference that it makes when you actually put a good reason why people should watch the next video and also choose a specific video that really fits the one that you just produced. And I'm going to show you on a different channel of mine that has more views so you can really see the difference. Watch this. So here's how you get to the setting that we want to look at. You go to YouTube Studio, then you go to Content, then you go to the video you want to look at, and you hit Analytics. Then you go on immediately to click Advanced Mode. Then you go to Views by Content and choose More Metrics, End Screens, clicks per end screen element shown. And this is the number that we want to talk about. Clicks per end screen element shown, 9.2%. This might not sound like much for you. Maybe you think this is average, maybe you think this is normal. So we're going to compare this to a video where we did not use this specific technique that you have just seen. Compare to videos, then we hit since uploaded, multi-metric, and then you can see as a comparison, this one video we posted, we didn't do this end screen technique, and the click rate was 0.5%. In the other case, we did this technique and we had a click rate of 9.2%. So here's exactly what that means. For every 100 people that finish watching the video and see this end screen, we get an extra 10 views on the next video. Now for the other video, we get an extra 0.5 views. So it's really, you can basically ignore it. So what that means is you basically multiply your views in a way and really keep people watching. But this is not even the best part. Let me show you something that's even more exciting, especially if you want to raise average session time. So now here's where it gets exciting. And so we can see right here how many people have actually clicked. So we've got an extra 228 views from the previous end screen, which is amazing by itself. But then let's take a look at what else this does. We can see here in this column, the average view duration based on the source of the traffic. So somebody who came over the YouTube search, for example, came to this video and had an average view duration of 6 minutes and 31 seconds. Someone who came over suggested videos has 7 minutes and 21 seconds. Somebody who came over, let's say, notifications has 6 minutes 21. But now here it's interesting. Somebody who came over end screens of the previous video has an average view duration of 9 minutes 39 seconds. People who come from end screens from a previous video have by far the highest average view duration of all the traffic sources. And this is going to be true for every video. Every time you do this, somebody who comes over end screens from a previous video where you did this technique, they will really boost your average view duration on that video, and then in turn not only bring the views that they bring already, but also improve the statistics for this video. And so here's the trick. Here's where it becomes amazing. If you do this on every single video, then after some time you build up a binge watching chain of YouTube videos that all do the same technique, which just makes people keep watching, keep watching, keep watching. And at some point something is going to happen where your channel will just blow up. One video might pick up, all the following videos will pick up also views as a result of this. And you really have a machine that keeps people watching compared to having just standalone videos that don't really promote one another. And you can probably see already how much of a big difference this can make. So now this was exciting, but let's tie it back together. Now we remember AST, average session time. And this is a little reminder of how you basically get there. In theory first, click-through rate, that means you need to get the click. If people don't click the video, they won't watch the video. Then you need average view duration. So the individual video needs to perform so well that people keep watching it on an individual basis first. And then you need a second click-through rate, which is the click-through rate at the end of the video, which I have just shown you on the end screen to make people watch the next video, which is where it starts all over again. So this formula equals views. Now, here's the point. This is just theory. So far, we haven't done anything. And so the question is, what should we focus on? Now, here are the things you need to focus on practically to get more views on YouTube and put all the theory we just learned into practice. First things first, packaging. You need to have the packaging down because otherwise everything else that follows doesn't really matter. And packaging, like I said already, means have great ideas for videos, have great titles for your videos, and have great thumbnails for your videos. The good thing is all of those are fairly easy to solve if you just take a first step and write down in the comments the word titles, because what I have there is a swipe file, a list of 15 proven YouTube titles that have worked across niches, across channels, and have gotten millions and millions of views, not on my channel, but on all kinds of different channels. And those are so-called outlier videos, which means they have performed extremely well relative to the channel that they were posted on, relative to the views that this creator usually would get. Write down the comment titles, I'll send you the link, and then you have 15 titles that you can really adapt to your channel and have a great starting point for some ideas and titles. And in terms of thumbnails, you really want to do the same thing. Look at videos of other channels in your niche, sometimes outside your niche, and look at what performed well. And then just take those concepts of thumbnails and adapt them to your channel. This is what all the big creators do too, guys. They don't reinvent the wheel. They just use something that has worked and adapt it to their channel, and they see great success with this. So don't try to be too creative. Don't try to be too original. My recommendation is for every 4 or 5 videos that you do with proven titles and proven thumbnails, maybe one of them can be a little bit more creative, a little bit more original. You can try things out, of course, and you should do that. But for the beginning especially, stick with the things that work because there's a reason they work. Packaging done, idea, thumbnail, title. The next thing is the first 30 seconds of the video. This is incredibly important. So important that even YouTube shows this as a separate statistic when you see the performance of the video at first. And you're going to want to keep people watching, especially early on, because this is where most people drop off your video. You should aim for something like 65% of people still watching after the first 30 seconds. And that means you should really spend more time on the intro than probably on the rest of the video. And even though you can film your videos without scripting them, you don't have to have more than bullet points if you don't want to, I really recommend spending more time thinking of the intro first and nailing that one. You might even want to script this one completely out before you even start recording. Another thing you can do is have different camera angles, put in graphics, put in animations, put in B-roll, do different kinds of effects and sound effects and music. Really nail down the first 30 seconds. After that, you can slow down a little bit if you want. And apart from this technical and graphical stuff, one thing that really matters is that you confirm to people that yes, the thing that they clicked on, the promise that you showed to them in title or thumbnail is actually the thing that you will deliver inside of the video, but also sort of re-hook them one more time to get them engaged about what's still to come. Give them a reason to stay. Give them an outcome that will happen at the end of the video without already telling the outcome basically. Now, the next thing is, of course, the end screen technique that I just showed you in detail. And here's the concept that I personally call quantity with quality. Now, a lot of people talk about quantity over quality. Other people talk about quality over quantity. And I really think, especially for a small channel in the beginning stages, it really matters to have quantity, but it still, of course, always matters to have quality. You don't want to have a bunch of bad videos that will never pick up. And you also don't want to have one video that you think is great, but only every 6 months, only then to probably find out that your audience doesn't think it's great. So the question, of course, is how do we do quantity with quality in a way that it actually is fast and in a way that it's actually still quality content that I'm putting out? So watch this video next where I show you exactly how to do that. See what I did there?